Hello friends and welcome to YouTube channel on Engineering Mathematics by Dr. Navneet. Friends, in this video lecture we are going to discuss how to find the Fourier series case number 1. So case number 1 is a Fourier series in the interval 0 to 2 pi. So friends, we know that depending upon the given example and interval on which function or given example is defined, so there are total 8 different cases for finding the Fourier series, so which depend on the interval. So here we are discussing how the case number 1, how to find the Fourier series for the interval 0 to 2 pi. So that means before solving any example of Fourier series, first check the value of interval. So friends, here the value of interval is 0 to 2 pi. Whenever value of interval is 0 to 2 pi, then definition of Fourier series is f of x is equal to a naught by 2 plus summation a n cos of nx, n goes from 1 to infinity, plus summation bn sin of nx, n is again from 1 to infinity, where value of a naught is calculated by the formula 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi f of x dx. A n is calculated by the formula 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi f of x cos of nx dx, and bn is calculated as 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi f of x sin of nx dx. Friends, to find out the Fourier series means what? So represent given function in terms of this expansion, where to find out the Fourier series means find out the value of Fourier coefficient a naught, a n and bn, and for finding value of a naught, a n and bn, these are the results which are applicable. So now to discuss this first case, let's take some example. So but before that, let me inform you that so these are the some important result I have mentioned here, so which we require to solve each and every example of the Fourier series. Now friends, let's take the first example. So first example is that, so find the Fourier series expansion for Fourier series. In short, I will abbreviate FS for Fourier series. Find Fourier series for f of x is equal to x square. Suppose this is the function and in the interval 0 is less than x less than 2 pi. So this is the example. Some people denote this interval by x is lies between 0 to 2 pi, or some people may directly denote this interval by circular bracket 0 to 2 pi. So period of this interval is 2 pi because length of this interval is 2 pi. Now this is the question and deduce that suppose this is pi square upon 12 is equal to 1 upon 1 square minus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square minus 1 upon 4 square and so on. So friends, observe that, so this is the given example, value of f of x is x square, interval is 0 to 2 pi, hence deduce that this expression means what? Whatever final answer we are getting, in that final answer put some particular value and obtain such type of deduction. So that is the meaning of deduction. Now friends, observe that before solving any example of this Fourier series, first check the value of interval. So here the value of interval is 0 to 2 pi. So whenever the value of interval is 0 to 2 pi, this is the definition of Fourier series. So we can write this definition as f of x is equal to a naught by 2 plus summation, this is a n cos of nx, n is from 1 to infinity, plus summation, this is bn, where n is from 1 to infinity, then this is bn, then sine of nx. Let's call this as equation number 1. So this is the definition of Fourier series for the interval 0 to 2 pi. Now to find out the Fourier series means what? Find out the coefficient a naught, a n and bn. So let's find out the first coefficient a naught. So value of a naught is 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi f of x dx. So according to this formula. So now friends, put the value of f of x here. So if we put the value of f of x, then we get this as 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi. Then value of f of x is given here, so which is x square into dx. So we can easily find the value of this f of x as, so friends, a lot of tension is there. So for finding the value of integration in student mind, so for finding the value of a naught generally, so this result is applicable. So for finding the value of a naught, so this result is applicable. Most of the cases you will be able to apply this result, so that we can easily get the value of a naught. So now this equation is of the type integration of x raised to n dx, where the value of n is 2. We can write it integration as x raised to n plus 1, that means this is x raised to 3 upon 3, limit is 0 to 2 pi. So once again I will repeat, for finding the value of a naught, most of the time this result is applicable for integration. Now let's put the value of upper limit and lower limit. We get this as, so 2 cube, which is 8 pi cube by 3, this is upper limit, minus lower limit is 0. So we can write this as 8 pi square by 3. So this 1 pi term will get cancel. So this is 8 pi square by 3. So friends, this is the value of first Fourier coefficient, which is a naught, which is pi by 8 pi square by 3. So for our simplicity, we write this value a naught is equal to 8 pi square by 3 here. So for the further substitution. So now this is the first Fourier coefficient. Now let's find out the second Fourier coefficient, and this second Fourier coefficient is denoted by an. So formula for an according to this theory part is 1 upon pi, then integration 0 to 2 pi, then this is f of x cos of nx dx. This is the formula which is applicable to find the value of second coefficient. Now put the value, so which is 1 upon pi, then integration 0 to 2 pi, put the value of f of x. Value of f of x is here x square into cos of nx dx. Now friends, here question is to find out the integration of this term. So whenever we are finding the value of a naught and an, so for finding the value of this integration, general rule for integration by parts is applicable. So we know the general rule for integration by parts, integration of uv dx is equal to, this is first function integration of second minus derivative of first integration of second plus second derivative, third integration, and so on. So this general rule for integration by parts is applicable to find out the value of such type of thing. So now this is the product of two term and to find out their integration. So that's why this rule is applicable. So if we compare this rule with this term, so this is the value of u and this is the value of v. Choose the value of u in such a way that whose derivative vanishes as early as possible. So now here we choose the value of u as x square. Now apply this rule so that we get this equation as 1 upon pi as it is, so which is constant, so 1 upon pi, then integration. Whenever friends we are finding the integration of any term, so write down the rectangular bracket for simplicity. Now if we apply this rule, so then u as it is, so we write this as x square into v1. v1 means integration of v, so integration of cos. So we get here integration of cos is sine, so we can write this as sine of nx. But this is other than x, so derivative of nx with respect to x is n. So this is first function integration of second. So this middle sign is minus, so we can write this as minus. Then this is u dash. That means derivative of x square is 2x. Again, so this is the value of v2. v2 means integration of v1. That means integration of sine term. So we know the formula for integration of sine, which is minus cos x. So we can write this as minus cos of nx upon, this is n, derivative of nx is n into n, this is n square. So this is the term. Now next sign is plus, then u double dash. U double dash means this is the first derivative, this is second derivative. Now take the third derivative. But while taking the derivative of this term, so friends observe that this sign is because of the formula. So don't consider this sign. So derivative of 2x is 2 Then again integration of this v3 means integration of v2. So integration of this term, integration of cos term which is sine, so this minus as it is into sine of nx upon n into n square is n cube. So we can write this as n cube, and its limit is 0 to 2 pi. So this is the very straightforward method for finding the integration of this term. So use the general rule for integration by parts. So now this is the step. Now next step is to put the value of upper limit and to put the value of lower limits. Friends, don't put the actual value. So while putting the value of upper limit and lower limit, so consider that value of sine of 0 is 0 and that of cos of 0 is 1, whereas value of sine of n pi is 0 and cos of n pi is minus 1 raised to n. So if value of n is even, then this is 1, and for odd this term is minus. So we know that according to that formula, so we can write this as 1 upon pi. So after putting, when we are putting the value of upper limit, so try to write the value of circle, try to put the circular bracket, so to difference between upper and lower limit. So for upper limit, put one circular bracket. So upper limit is 2 pi. So here this value is sine of 2 pi. So we get this as sine of 2n pi if we replace x by 2 pi, and we know that sine of 2n pi is 0. That's why we directly put the value of first term as 0. So once again I will repeat, when we put the value of upper limit and lower limit, so concentrate on this value, don't put the actual value, write the substitution. So this first term is 0. So when we put the value of upper limit, concentrate on sine and cos term. So this is 0. So then this is minus minus plus. So this is plus. Friends, here sine term is 0, cos is not 0. So that's why put value here. So if we put value here, then we get this as 2 into 2 pi. So then this is cos of 2n pi. Then we know the value of cos of 2n pi. So value of cos of 2n pi is 1, because this power is even and even power value is 1. So we can write this as 1 upon n square. Then this is again minus, so but this is sine term and sine value is always 0. So sine of 2n pi, so value of sine of 2n pi is 0. So this term is 0. So this is the value of upper limit. So put bracket here. So for upper limit, put circular bracket, minus lower limit. Lower limit is 0. So lower limit is 0. So concentrate on x. That means in simple word, when we put the value of upper limit for sine and cos term, so concentrate on sine and cos term and use this result. But when we put the lower limit as 0, then concentrate on x. If x is 0, so 0 into something is 0, so this whole term becomes 0. So this is minus. If x is equal to 0, then this whole term becomes 0 minus this is sine of 0. So now next term is here, if we put x is equal to 0, we get this as sine of 0, and sine of 0 is 0. So that's why this term is also equal to 0. So this is very important step. So for putting the value of upper limit and lower limit. So here when we find the value of integration, use rectangular bracket, and when we put the value of upper limit and lower limit, use circular bracket, so to avoid confusion between the sign and the calculation term. So now friends, just simplify this. So we get this as 1 upon pi in bracket, this is 4 to the 4 pi upon n square. So this will get cancelled, so we get this as 4 upon n square. So this is the value of next coefficient, Fourier coefficient an. So now let's find out the third coefficient. So here space is not available, so we will put here an is equal to, this is 4 upon n square. Now friends, let's find out the value of next coefficient. So next coefficient is bn. So formula for bn and an is always same. Only difference between these two results is that cos is replaced by sine. So we can write here as sine of nx. So now just put the value of sine term, so that we get this term as x square into sine of nx dx. So put the value of f of x, which is x square. Now friends, to find the integration of this term. So this is the product of two term. Then a general rule for integration by parts is applicable. So this is the general rule for integration by parts. Now you call this function as u and call this function as v. So after calling this as u and v, so apply generalized rule for integration by parts and find its solution. So now if we try to simplify this, then we get this as 1 upon pi as it is. Whenever we find the integration of single term, so put the rectangular bracket for simplicity. Now use general rule. So here u as it is, that means this is x square into v1 means integration of v. So here v means sine, so integration of sine is minus cos, so we can write this as minus time cos of nx upon derivative of nx. This is other than x, so derivative of nx is n. So first function integration of second minus derivative of this function. So derivative of this function is 2x. Then v2 means integration of v1. So integration of cos term, integration of cos is sine. So we can write this as minus sine as it is. Then sine of nx upon derivative of nx is n, so n into n, this become n square. Then next is plus sign, then here its second derivative. So derivative of this term is 2. So while taking derivative of this term, friends, we never consider the minus sign, because this minus sign is because of the generalized rule for integration by parts. So don't consider that sign. So then integration of sine term. So integration of sine is minus cos x. So this minus minus become plus. So we can write this as cos of nx upon n square into n. We get this as n cube. Then this will get over. Then its limit is 0 to 2 pi. So please try to understand that. So here we write u term as it is. Then for finding the value of integration, we write here circular bracket. So to avoid the confusion between the sign. So this is the simple step. So we use here general rule for integration by parts. Now next step is to put the value of upper limit and lower limit. So friends, when we put the value of upper limit, write down one circular bracket. So we know that when we put the value of upper limit as pi or 2 pi, concentrate on sine and cos term and directly use this result so that we can easily get the answer. Now here first term is cos. So cos is non-zero. So let's do the calculation. This minus term as it is. So replace x by this upper limit. So we get this as 4 pi square into, so we get this as cos of, so we get this as cos of 2n pi, and cos of 2n pi is 1. So we can directly write this as 1 upon n. So this n as it is, minus here value, this term is sine, and we know that if we replace x by sine, then we get this as sine of 2n pi. This value is 1, whereas this value is 0. So whenever sine term is there, so according to this formula we get this value as 0. So don't put the actual value, directly write down the answer. So now next term is plus 2. Here cos is there, so that means it is non-zero. So put the value of upper limit. So if we put the value of upper limit, then we get this as cos of 2n pi, which is 1. So we can write this as 1 upon this n cube as it is. So this is the value of upper limit. So write down one bracket minus, put the value of lower limit, where lower limit is 0. Whenever lower limit is 0, concentrate on x term so that we can easily get the answer. If x is equal to 0, so 0 into something is 0, so this first term is 0. So if x is equal to 0, so this second term is also 0. Now here we get this as plus 2 into cos of 0. If we put x is equal to 0, then we get here as cos of 0, and value of cos of 0 is 1. So we can write this as 1 upon n cube. So in this way, we can easily put the value of upper limit and lower limit. So my request to all of you is that don't put the actual value. So directly apply such type of result and calculate the answer. So to avoid the mistakes and to save the time for solving the example. Now if we simplify this, then we get this as 1 upon pi. Then in bracket we get this as minus 4 pi square upon n. Then we get this as plus, this is 2 upon n cube, then this is minus, if we take it to the internal side, then we get this as minus 2 upon n cube. So this term and this term will get cancel. So we write the answer to this question as minus, then this 1 pi will get cancelled. This is 4 pi upon n. So friends, this is the value of third coefficient Bn. So in this way we can easily get the value of A0, An and Bn. So put all this value of A0, An and Bn in equation number 1 so that we get the required Fourier series expansion. So let's put all this value in equation number 1. So this is the next step, so which we are doing here. Now next step is to put the values. So now friends, put the value directly. So we get the value of f of x. So here value of f of x is x square, which is equal to a0. So we mention here a0, which is 8 pi square upon 3 divided by 2, plus this is summation n from 1 to infinity. Then put the value of an. Value of an is, this is 4 upon n square into cos of nx plus summation n is from 1 to infinity. Now put the value of bn. So value of bn is minus 4 pi upon n, minus 4 pi upon n into, this is sine of nx. So in this way we can easily calculate the value of Fourier series expansion. So this is the required Fourier series for the given example. But in this example they mentioned that deduce this part. That means whatever solution we got here, so in that solution put particular value so that we get this step. So to get this deduction, so first simplify this given expansion. So we can write this as x square is equal to, so this 2 and the 2, this 4 pi square upon 3. So after dividing by 2 we get this. Now plus this 4 is constant, so we can take outside the summation sign. Then remaining term is cos of, if n is equal to 1, then we get this as 1 upon this is n is equal to 1 square. So put the value of n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So we get this as cos of x upon 1 square. Put n is equal to 2, we get this as cos of 2x upon, this is 2 square, plus next term is cos of 3x upon, this is 3 square, plus cos of 4x upon, this is 4 square and so on. That means in this summation sign we put particular value for this n and this n. So we get such type of expansion. Similarly for this second summation, minus 4 pi is the constant, so we take outside the summation sign. Now remaining term is sine of nx upon n. If we put n is equal to 1, then we get this as sine of 1x which upon n is equal to 1. So we directly write this as 1 plus put n is equal to 2, we get this as sine of 2x upon 2, plus put n is equal to 3, we get this as sine of 3x upon 3 and so on. So first expand the given answer. So after expanding this answer, so our requirement is to show that this pi square upon 12 is equal to this side. So now friends, observe that, so we require the term 1 upon 1 square, 1 upon 2 square, 1 upon 3 square, 1 upon 4 square, which is present in the second term. So that adjust to get this term, so adjust this in equation or put some particular value in this equation so that this third term becomes 0. So question is that when this third term becomes 0. So for such type of substitution, generally people use the term x is equal to 0. So they may use pi or pi by 2. So after putting this particular value, we get the such type of deduction. Now to get this term 0, so when this sine term becomes 0, if we put x is equal to pi, if we put x is equal to pi, then we get this as sine of n pi and all the terms of sine become 0. That means in particular we put the value of x is equal to pi. Moreover, after putting x is equal to pi, so this become one term become plus, one term become minus, one term become plus minus, so that we get such type of plus minus sign. So that's why substitution is x is equal to pi. So if we put x is equal to pi, then we get this as pi square is equal to 4 pi square upon 3 plus 4, then in bracket. So we get this term as x is equal to pi, then we get this as cos of pi, which is minus, so this is minus 1 upon 1 square, then plus, if we put n is equal to 2 here, then we get this as minus 1 raised to 2, which is even power, so answer is plus, so we get this as 1 upon this is 2 square plus this is minus 1 upon this is 3 square, because here value of n is 3, minus 1 raised to 3 is odd power, so answer is minus. So next term is plus. So next is put n is equal to 4 here, so n is equal to 4, we get even power, which is 1 upon 4 square and so on. So similarly, friends, if we put x is equal to pi, we get this value as 0. So for 2 pi, 3 pi and so on, because of this result, all remaining terms are 0. So this is the thing. So now friends, here we required sign for first term as plus and sign for this 1 upon 2 square is minus. If we take minus sign common, then we write this as x square minus this is 4x square upon 3 plus, if we take this side to the right, so this is minus 4, then we get this as 1 upon 1 square minus 1 upon 2 square, then this is plus 1 upon 3 square minus 1 upon 4 square and so on. So here we get the required thing. Now adjust this term in such way that we get this as pi square upon 12. So now if we take denominator 3 common, so then we get this as minus pi square upon 3. So now if we take this 4 to this side, then this minus become plus, then we write this as pi square upon 4 3s are 12, which is equal to 1 upon 1 square minus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square minus 1 upon 4 square and so on. So friends, in this way we get the required deduction. So this is the first example, which is very simple for finding the Fourier series expansion. So once again I will repeat or summarize this example. So whenever interval is 0 to 2 pi, so use this result for finding the value of Fourier series. So find out coefficient 1 by 1. So for finding the value of first coefficient a0, generally integration of x raised to n formula is applicable. Then for finding the value of a n and bn, general rule for integration by parts along with this integration of sine and integration of cos results are useful for finding this coefficient. So after finding this answer, so for deduction, so put particular value, then generally particular values are 0, pi and pi by 2. So after putting these three particular value, we will reach to such type of deduction. So this is the first example. I hope you like this. So now let's take the second example for your better understanding. So now next question. Now friends, let's discuss the second example. So here example is to find out the Fourier series expansion for the function f of x is equal to pi minus x upon 2 its square for the interval 0 to 2 pi. So here interval is given 0 to 2 pi. That means such type of results are applicable. So now after finding the answer, so deduce the first term pi square upon 6, this second square and this third term. So this is the third deduction. So now friends, whenever we are solving any example based on the Fourier series, first check the value of interval. So here interval is 0 to 2 pi, so which is of the type 0 to 2 pi. So this is case number 1. So apply the definition of Fourier series. So this is the definition of Fourier series. So let's call this as equation number 1. So after calling this as equation number 1, to find out the Fourier series coefficient a naught, a n, bn, so let's try for the first coefficient. So first coefficient is a naught, which is 1 upon pi, then integration 0 to 2 pi. So then the value of f of x dx. So put the value here. So we get this as 1 upon pi as it is. Integration limit is 0 to 2 pi. Then value of f of x. Value of f of x is pi minus x upon 2 its square dx. Now friends, to find the answer of this question, so according to me, so this is the only result which is mostly used to find out the value of a naught. So now if we simplify this, then we get this as 1 upon, so if we take this denominator 2 outside the integration, then its square is there, so this is become 4, so 4 pi, then integration 0 to 2 pi, then this is pi minus x its square dx. So we can write this as 1 upon 4 pi as it is whenever we solve the single integration, so rectangular bracket. So according to this rule, we can write this as pi minus x its square, then so square, then it's one more addition n plus 1, we can get this as raised to 3 divided by 3 into derivative of pi minus x with respect to x is minus 1, so that's why this sign is minus. Now its limit is 0 to 2 pi, so we can write this as 1 upon 4 pi. So after taking this minus sign to outside, or we may directly take this term outside the integration, we get this as minus 4 3s are 12. Then friends, if we put the value for upper limit, then we get this as pi minus 2 pi, we get this as minus pi its cube, we get this as minus pi cube upon minus pi cube. So we take this outside the integration, minus, if we put x is equal to 0, then this become pi cube. So if we further simplify this, then we get this as minus 2 times pi cube upon minus 12 pi. So we get this as pi square upon 6. So we get the answer as pi square upon 6. So this is the value of first coefficient a naught, pi square by 6. For our simplicity, I will write this value a naught is equal to pi square upon 6 here, so that for further substitution it will be helpful for us. So this is the first coefficient. Now friends, let's find out the second coefficient. So second coefficient is a naught. So let's find out the value of a naught. So this example is very important in most of the university examination or autonomous examination. So this question is available. So now next coefficient is an. So definition of an is 1 upon pi, integration 0 to 2 pi, then f of x, this is cos of nx dx, which is equal to. So this is the formula for finding the next coefficient. Now put the value of f of x, we get this as 1 upon pi as it is, integration 0 to 2 pi, then value of f of x is pi minus x upon 2 its square into cos of nx dx. Now put the, after putting the value, we get this term. Now first simplify this term and then take the integration, so that integration become simple. So which is equal to 1 upon 4 pi, after taking 2 to the outside the integration, its square is there, that's why 4 pi, then remaining term is integration 0 to 2 pi, then this is pi minus x its square into cos of nx dx. Here friends, general rule for integration by parts is useful because this is the product of two term, that's why we use the general rule for integration by parts. So general rule for integration by parts says that integration of uv dx is equal to first function integration of second minus derivative of first integration of second plus second derivative third integration and so on. So this general rule for integration by parts is applicable here because this is the product of two term and we have to find the integration of this term. So let's call the first term as u and the second term as v. So then after simplifying this step, we get this as 1 upon 4 pi. Then we are taking the integration of this term, so write down a rectangular bracket. So according to this first function, this is pi minus x its square into integration of cos term. So we know that integration of cos is sine, so we can write this as sine of nx upon derivative of nx is n. So first function integration of second minus derivative of this term. So derivative of this term is 2 times, this is pi minus x. Then this is other than x, so derivative of pi minus x with respect to x is minus 1. So my request to all of you is that, so don't combine this sign, so to avoid the confusion. This sign is because of the formula, so to avoid the mistakes, so better way write down separately this term. Then integration of this term, integration of sine, so integration of sine is minus, so we get this as minus cos of nx upon n into n square. Then next term is plus, this is plus, so derivative of this term, so derivative of this term, so this term is 2 pi minus, so this is 2 pi minus 2x, and after multiplying this by minus, this become minus and this become plus. So if we take the derivative of this function, then this is constant term, derivative of this term is 2, so we can write next term as 2 into integration of this term. So integration of cos is sine, so this minus as it is, this is sine of nx upon derivative of nx is n, so n into n square is n cube, so this will get over. Now its limit is 0 to 2 pi. So this is the way to solve the example with the help of general rule for integration by parts. So once again my request is that don't combine such type of sign here. So now next step is to put the value of upper limit and to put the value of lower limit. Now for upper limit, write circular bracket. Upper limit is 2 pi, so this first term is sine, so sine term is always 0, so first term is 0. Now next term is cos is non-zero, so let's simplify this term. So we get this as minus minus become plus, again this is minus, so that's why this sign is minus. Once again this is minus plus, this is minus, so sign is minus. Now if we put upper limit x is equal to 2 pi, then this is pi minus 2 pi, we get this as minus pi. So this is minus pi. Then we get this as cos of 2n pi, and we know that the value of cos of 2n pi is 1, so we get this as 1 upon n square. The next term is sine, and value of sine is 0, so we get this term as 0. Minus lower limit is 0 here. So if we put x is equal to 0 again here for sine term, sine of 0 is 0, so this first term become 0. So now friends, again for this term, this is minus become plus, again this is minus. If we put x is equal to 0 here, then we get this as pi into cos of 0, value of cos of 0 is 1, so we get this as 1 upon n square. Then next term is again 0, because sine of 0 is 0. So in this way we can directly put the value of upper limit and lower limit, and this is the simplification. Now first once again simplify this, 1 upon 4 pi, then this is minus plus, we get this as pi upon n square. Then again this is minus plus, we get this as pi upon n square. So if we further simplify this, then we get this as 1 upon 4 pi, then this is 2 pi upon this is n square. So now friends, here we get this term will get cancelled. So now here 2 is remaining, so we can write here as 2. So here is also 2 is remaining, so we can write this as 2. So now this is 2, so 2 is remaining here, so we can write this as 4 pi, so this pi will get cancelled, so we write this as 1 upon n square. So this is the case. Now we by mistake we forgot to write here too. So once again I will simplify this, minus plus, this is minus, so that's why sign is minus, this 2 as it is. If we put the value of upper limit, then pi minus 2 pi, we get this as a minus pi, so that's why this is minus pi, and so on. Similarly here also 2. So in this way we get the value of an. Now let's find the value of bn. So now friends, the concept of bn and an is same, only difference between these two results is that cos is replaced by sine. So let's replace cos by sine, so we get this as sine. So now after putting this value, just simplify this. I will put here value. So this is sine. So formula is 1 upon pi f of x sine of nx dx. Put the value of f of x, pi minus x upon 2 its square. Now here, after taking 2 outside the integration, we get this term. Now friends, this is the product of two term, and to find out its integration, that means a general rule for integration by parts is applicable. So now this general rule for integration by parts is mentioned here. So now let's apply this rule and simplify this equation. So next step is to find out its simplification. So now if we compare this given example with general rule for integration by parts, then this is the value of u and this is the value of v. Now apply this general rule for integration by parts. We get this as 1 upon 4 pi as it is. First function, which is pi minus x its square. Then integration of sine is minus cos. We can write this as minus cos of nx upon n. First function, integration of second, minus derivative of this function. So derivative of this function is 2 into, this is pi minus x, this is other than x, so derivative of pi minus x with respect to x is minus 1. Now don't combine this sign, so write down this separately. Now once again, integration of cos term, integration of cos is sine, so this minus as it is, then this is sine of nx upon n, n into n, we get this as n square. Now next sign is plus, then derivative of this term. So first simplify this term. So this term is 2 into pi, so this is 2 pi minus 2x. Then after multiplying by this minus sign, we get this as minus and this as plus. Now if we take the derivative of this function with respect to x, then first term derivative is 0, second term derivative is 2, we get this as 2 times. Then once again, integration of sine term, integration of sine is minus cos, so this minus become plus, we get this as cos of nx upon n into n square, we get this as n cube. Now its limit is 0 to 2 pi. So this is the simple way to calculate the equation with the help of general rule for integration by parts. Now friends, next step is to put the value of upper limit and to put the value of lower limit. Now here upper limit is 2 pi, that means concentrate on sine and cos term. So first term is sine, so sine term is non-zero, so put the value of upper limit. So if we take this minus sign, then this is minus. Then if we put x is equal to 2 pi, then pi minus 2 pi, we get this as minus pi. So we get this as minus pi its square. So minus pi its square is pi square. And this minus sign is because of this. This is the minus sign. So this value is minus pi its square is pi square. So don't avoid the confusion between these two terms. Then remaining term is this is sine of 2n pi. Sine of 2n pi is 1. So we can write this as 1 upon n. Next term, sine term is available and sine of 2n pi is 0 according to this formula. So we can write next term as 0. Then plus 2 times. So if we put the value of x is equal to 2 pi, then we get this as cos of 2n pi, which is 1. So we can write this as 1 upon n cube. This is the value of upper limit, 1 bracket. Now put the value of lower limit. Lower limit is 0 here. So if we put lower limit as 0, then we get this as, so this minus sign as it is. So if x is equal to 0, then we get this as pi square. So this pi square as it is. Then after putting x is equal to 0, sine of 0 is 1 according to this first result. Then we get this as 1 upon n. Now here sine term is available. If we put x is equal to 0, then sine of 0 is 0. So next term is 0. This term is directly 0 because 0 into something is 0. Then we get this as plus 2. Then if we put x is equal to 0 for this cos term, then we get cos of 0 is 1. We get this as 1 upon n cube. In this way, we can easily put the value of upper limit and lower limit. But while putting the value of upper limit and lower limit, so please write down such type of circular bracket to avoid the mistake because of the sign term, this middle minus sign term. So which is 1 upon 4 pi, then in bracket we get this as minus pi square upon n, this is the first term, then this is plus 2 upon n cube, then this is minus minus again plus, this is pi square upon n, then this is minus, then this is plus, we get this as minus 2 upon n cube. So now friends, observe that this is minus, this is plus, this is plus, this is minus, all terms will get cancelled. So now finally we will reach to the answer for Bn as 0. So this is the answer of Bn. Now put all this value of A0, An and Bn in this equation number 1. So after putting this value in equation 1, we get next step as just put the value of this term to equation number 1. So equation 1 is, this is pi minus x upon 2 its square is equal to first coefficient A0. Value of A0 is pi square upon 6. We can write this as pi square upon 6 divided by 2. That means we can directly write this as upon 6 to the 12 plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity. Then we get the value of An. We know that value of An is 1 upon n square. So this is 1 upon n square into this is cos of nx plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity. Bn is 0, then sine of nx. So in this way we get the required Fourier series expansion for the function f of x is equal to pi minus x upon 2 its square. Now after getting this final answer to this question, next step is to deduce this first, second and third term. So now for deduction, first simplify the term. So if we simplify this term, then we get this as, after simplifying we get this term as pi minus x upon 2 its square is equal to, this is pi square upon 12 plus, so here we can write this as cos of x upon 1 square plus cos of 2x upon, this is 2 square plus this is cos of 3x upon 3 square plus cos of 4x upon, this is 4 square and so on. So next term is 0. So after putting a particular value for n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, we get such type of deduction. Now friends, question is how to obtain the first deduction. So now in the first deduction, so everywhere sign between this term is plus. So now this is 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square. Now question is to get the value of cos of x, cos of 2x, cos of 3x, cos of 4x as 1. So this is possible only when we put the value of x is equal to 0, because cos of 0 is 0, so we get everywhere answer as 1. So then we get this side as pi square upon 2 is equal to, after taking this to the left side, we get this as minus pi square upon 12 is equal to, so this side is 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 4 square and so on. So if we simplify this, then we get this as 12 common, then this is 6, then this is, so we get this as 2 1s are 2, 2 6 are 12. So we get the first deduction as pi square upon 6 is equal to 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus and so on, after simplifying this term, right? So we get this term. Now next step is to obtain the deduction for the second term. So for this second term, so I will write here first term. So this term is pi square upon 6. Now let's obtain this second deduction. So for getting a second deduction, substitution is put x is equal to. So now here friends, what we required here, so we required alternative sign as plus minus and so on. So alternative plus minus sign is possible because of this term. that means cos of nx. So if we put x is equal to pi, then we get this term as, this is pi minus pi will get cancelled, so this is 0 is equal to, this is pi square upon 12, then plus this is cos of x upon 1 square plus this is cos of 2x upon 2 square plus cos of 3x upon 3 square plus cos of 4x upon 4 square and so on. Just simplify this term. So now if we take this to left side, then we get this as pi square upon 12 minus sign. So now friends, observe that, so alternative power of this cos of n pi is minus 1 raised to n. This is odd, so we can write this as minus 1 upon 1 square plus if we simplify this, then we get this as 1 upon 2 square, then this is minus 1 upon 3 square, then this is 1 upon 4 square and so on. So this equation we got here. Now friends, here we require the coefficient, first coefficient as positive, second coefficient as negative. So take minus sign common, we get this as pi square upon 12 is equal to minus sign common, then this is 1 upon 1 square minus 1 upon 2 square, then this is plus 1 upon 3 square minus 1 upon 4 square and so on. So this minus and this minus become plus, both sides become plus. Now in this way we get the first deduction, second deduction. Now obtain the third deduction. Now friends, for getting this third deduction, just simple thing is that add these two series. If we add this first series and if we add this second series, that means if we take the addition of these two terms, that means if let's call this as equation 2 and let's call this as equation number 3. If we add this second and third equation, then we get this as pi square upon 6 plus this is pi square upon 12 is equal to. So addition of this term, this is 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 4 square and so on. This is the first term, addition with second term. So second term is 1 upon 1 square minus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square minus 1 upon 4 square and so on. So now friends, just take the addition of these two numbers. So we can write this as 2, this is 3 pi square by 12 is equal to, now this term is twice, so we can write this as 2 upon 1 square plus this minus and plus will get cancelled, so this term will get cancelled, then this term is twice, so we get this as 2 upon this is 3 square plus next term will get cancelled, minus plus, so next term is 2 upon 5 square and so on. So after taking 2 common, so we get this as 3 1s are 3, 3 6 are 12, so 3 4s are 12. Then after taking these 2 to this side, we get this as pi square upon 8 is equal to 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 5 square and so on. So friends, in this way we get the solution to this equation, and these are the deductions which are related to this. So these are the two important questions. If you understand this question, then you can easily solve any example based on the Fourier series, because concept is same everywhere. So friends, thanks for watching this video. So in next video lecture we are solving some more example based on this case number 2. So in this video lecture we only cover 2 example. So in next video lecture we will cover 2 more example, and after that I will provide you some example for your practice purpose. So we stop here. Thanks to one and all.